Hello everybody, this is me Johan here. I've been using the Asus Zenfone Max M2, the small brother of the Asus Zenfone Max Pro M2 for the past week. How good is this new Snapdragon 632 octa-core processor? This is my full review of the Asus Zenfone Max M2. Alright, regarding the screen on this phone, as you guys can see, it's a 6.3 inch screen with an aspect ratio of 19:9. Sadly, it's only a 720p screen, but don't let that bog you down. It's a real good quality panel.
Alright, this clip is being played at its maximum resolution. It's being played at 720p and the phone's brightness has been set to 100%. I mean, just check out and see how the colors are popping out on the display. It's just a 720p display, but I'm telling you one thing, the colors are extremely accurate, and take my word for it, this is the best 720p display on any phone under 10K in the market right now.
Regarding the performance and RAM management on this phone, this is another area where I've been really impressed with this phone. This phone does come with the Snapdragon 632 octa-core processor coupled with the Adreno 506 GPU. And keep in mind, the variant I have has only got 3 GB of RAM inside. And I must say one thing, I am mightily pleased with the performance of this phone. I had a minimum of 15 to 20 apps open on most occasions and I faced no hiccups whatsoever regarding the performance. And regarding gamers, yeah, I did play PUBG and Asphalt 9 on this phone at its lower frame rates and lower settings. And it did an admirable job. I'll tell you one thing, I was very satisfied with the gaming performance on this phone as well. I did not face any crash or any kind of slowdown on this phone. Performance and RAM management on this phone is a thumbs up from my side. In terms of Antutu benchmarks, this phone scored a very respectable 1,03,406 points, which is a lot higher than its predecessor, the Snapdragon 630 octa-core processor. A point to add, regarding the RAM management on this phone, like many phones that have just 3 GB of RAM, most of these phones land up stopping the apps, but in this phone's case it has most of the apps open if you use it constantly. I was surprised. I was playing PUBG the other day and I had to close it as I had some other work, and I came back after half an hour and I was surprised that the game was still in memory. So the RAM management on this phone, despite it having only 3 GB of RAM, has been done really well.
Alright, I'm under direct sunlight right now and the phone's brightness has been set to 60%. Believe me, y'all only need 60% of this phone's brightness to view the screen under direct sunlight. This is the plastic case that came along with this phone, and as you guys can see, it's a perfect fit for the phone.
Call quality and reception on this phone is another area where I was satisfied. See, it's not the best in its class, but at the same time I faced no issues. Call quality and reception on this phone is again a thumbs up overall. 720p screen, 6.3 inch screen, 4000 mAh battery. What would that result in? Epic battery life? Alright, I'll just give you, or rather take you guys through the stats of this phone. On 4G, I had used it on one particular day and I had achieved a phone idle time of 14 hours and a screen on time of 4.5 hours, and I had 30% at the end of the day. On Wi-Fi, with similar kind of usage, 14 hours of screen idle time, I ended up the day with 4 hours and 40 minutes and about 35% battery left at the end of the day. On my main test, that was on 4G and Wi-Fi, I really put this phone to test because I really wanted to see the actual potential of this phone's battery. I gamed for over 2 hours, I used YouTube for over an hour, and I landed up making voice calls for 1 hour, and I used Google Maps for about 45 minutes. And the remainder of it, I used all the other usual social media apps. I landed up getting 1 day and 4 hours of phone idle time and a screen on time of 5 hours and 40 minutes. And I had 5% of juice left at the end of the day. See, it's an all-day battery life for a casual user, and a light user 1.5 days easily. For a heavy user, it can easily last 1 full day. Alright, regarding the idle drain test on this phone, I had kept this phone's 10 apps open on one occasion, and the Wi-Fi was switched on. It lost 4% overnight in a period of about 8 hours. And with the Wi-Fi and all the apps switched off, it lost about 2% overnight over a period of 8 hours. So the idle drain time is very similar to all the other Android phones I've tested till now. Regarding the software and security patch on this phone is currently running Android Oreo 8.1.0. And as far as its security patch is concerned, it's currently running the October security patch. And Asus have said that they will send this phone bi-monthly security patches. And they have confirmed that this phone will receive Android Pie sometime during next year, so which is a good thing. As far as software updates are concerned, Asus have been pretty consistent of late, so there's nothing much to worry about in this one regard. And to keep in mind, this phone is running stock Android, so the speed and consistency will be fluent throughout its usage cycle. This phone, although having a huge 4000 milliampere battery inside and being 6.3 inches in total length, is very light and nimble and very comfortable to hold in the hands. Alright, this is the SIM tray to the left. The good news is it does support dual SIM as well as a dedicated micro SD card support, which can support up to 512 GB. My advice is not to put anything more than 64 GB inside. Alright, this clip is being played at its maximum volume. You guys can take a listen to it. As you guys can hear, it's nice and loud. The quality of audio produced by its single fairing speaker is nice and loud. But as far as its quality is concerned, like I just previously mentioned, it's not as good as a Redmi Note 6 Pro, but it does provide a pretty immersive experience. The fingerprint scanner is situated right at the back. Alright, regarding the fingerprint scanner and the face unlock, I'll just showcase the performance of the fingerprint scanner first. Tap and unlock. Tap and unlock. Tap and unlock. See, it takes about a second for it to unlock regarding the fingerprint scanner. Now, I'll just showcase the face unlock to you guys. Yeah, it unlocked. Once again. Yeah, it unlocked. See, both the the fingerprint scanner and face unlock are not the fastest and best in its class by any means, but they are functional and very reliable. Alright, regarding the cameras on this phone, it does come with a dual camera setup. The main sensor is 13 megapixels and the depth sensor is 2 megapixels, and it does come with an LED flash. And the front cam is 8 megapixels and it too comes with an LED flash. The cameras on this phone are a hit or a miss. I mean, they do a good job in idle daylight situations, but once the light dips, so does the quality. Anyways, you guys can have a look at the shots, some of the shots I've taken on this phone's both front and rear cam. I've also done a dedicated camera review of this phone, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, have a look at some of the shots I've taken on this phone's camera and decide for yourselves. Alright, regarding the build quality on this phone, this is an area where I've not been too impressed. You guys can see for yourself, there's no certification of any Corning Gorilla Glass used on this like it has on the Max Pro M2, which has Corning Gorilla Glass 6 in front. And you can see the frame is made of plastic, the back is made of plastic, and overall it kind of gives a very much plasticky feel. I would advise anybody who's planning to use this phone, or rather buy this phone, to buy a hard case and use it, because that phrase, right, built to last, is not a phrase that is applicable for this phone. These are the volume buttons to the right and the power button over here. They somehow just don't feel tactile and well put together. It's high time that micro USB is omitted from the market. This phone does cost 10K, and the Nokia 5.1 Plus that just costs a little bit more than this comes with the USB Type-C. Regarding the quality of video on this phone, the rear cam maxes out at a very generous 4K 30 FPS and the front cam maxes out at 1080p 30 FPS. The quality of video footage on both front and rear cam on this phone is actually quite good. But the quality of audio produced is really pathetic. You guys can have a look at some of the clips I've taken on this phone. Alright, this is footage using the rear cam of the Zenfone Max M2. This footage is being shot at 4K 30 FPS. Alright,
guys, this footage is being shot by the front-facing camera of the Zenfone Max M2. It's being shot at its maximum resolution, 1080p, 30 FPS. You guys can have a look at the footage and decide for yourselves how good it is. Alright, I'm going to run and see how stable it is.
With the supplied charger, this phone takes exactly 2 hours and 30 minutes to charge from 0 to 100%. Finally, if you got a budget of around Rs 10,000, the highlights of this phone are its fantastic display, stock Android software embedded inside, solid and consistent performance, and finally, all-day battery life. The 3GB RAM, 32GB variant of this Asus Zenfone Max M2 is an easy recommendation from my side. So that's it for me today. I hope you all liked the video. Do hit the thumbs up button if you liked this video. Subscribe to my channel and also hit the notifications bell icon so that you all get notified the second these videos are uploaded on YouTube. Do follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. The links to all my social media pages are there in the description below. So as it is as always, I wish all of you all a tremendous day ahead of you. Ciao for now.